What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to Red Band Cast here on the Red Band Cast YouTube channel. I'm sitting down here in the living room and sipping on a very nice LaCroix Cherise Limon. Or maybe it's Cherie Limon. I'm not really certain. I don't speak French. Been sipping on it a little bit. I'm going to do the old Vincent Price wine tasting test if you've seen Tales of Terror. (2017), a good year. Cherise Limon. It's pretty good. You get that cherry flavor, that lime flavor, but just the essence of it. You don't get a full smack you in the face kind of flavor. This is mostly sparkling water. There's no sugar, no calories, no nothing. It's basically just water, but it's got the essence of cherry and lime. Tastes pretty good. I'm a fan of LaCroix. I did not like their blackberry cucumber because it tasted like what it smelled like, and what it smelled like was a cheap shampoo. Anyhow, though, LaCroix Cherise Limon. I'm a fan. Tastes pretty good. I'm going to put that over here for now. Real reason I'm here is that I'm going to start doing a vlog. Maybe once a week, maybe every 2 weeks, talking about revisiting Twin Peaks. I was a really big fan the first time I watched the first season and a little bit of the second season of Twin Peaks, but I wanted to go back, restart it, and go all through the original first 2 seasons. Maybe eventually I'll even get to the movie Fire Walk with Me, which I haven't seen, but I'm a fan of David Lynch, so I'm interested in seeing that. I'm probably gonna watch that eventually, but just gonna be a series of vlogs just talking about my experiences with it. Today I rewatched the original episode, pilot from the year 1990, directed by David Lynch, written by David Lynch and Mark Frost. I really like it, and I'm just gonna talk. Maybe not so much technical stuff like I usually do in reviews, but just sort of experiences with the show. This is a pleasant experience. I had to come back and forth between doing it and other things. I'm a busy guy, but I'm watching this, and I find it interesting that they don't introduce the main character of the series, Special Agent Dale Cooper, until about halfway through the first episode. And the first episode is almost an hour 34. It's an hour 33, 56, or 55. It's very, very much a long episode, sort of a TV movie even. And it's great. I love it. The first episode's really good. Good cinematography, good acting, very good acting, great writing, well directed by David Lynch, very good concept for a show. And I've actually got up on the screen over here the second episode, Traces to Nowhere, which I might watch either later today or I might watch in the upcoming week or tomorrow or something like that. And if I do watch it tomorrow, I'll do another vlog on it. But yeah, I watched the first episode of Twin Peaks, interested about, Dale Cooper. You're immediately interested in this guy as soon as he comes on screen because he's this sort of, excuse me, Cherise Limon gives you burps. Very good, and not very much flavor, not very much stink, because it's just water. Just carbonated water. Sorry, I'm sorry if that's gross, but I have a weird sense of humor. Silly sense of humor. Twin Peaks. I was watching it. You're immediately interested in Dale Cooper, because he's dressed very well. Nice suit, nice sharp-looking suit. Seems like a nice guy. He's quirky. He likes the atmosphere up in Twin Peaks. He's talking into a tape recorder, which we don't have anymore. Talking to his secretary Diane, and Diane, to me, seems like one of the most hardworking people on television that's never on screen. She's kind of like Sarah from what's it called? The Andy Griffith Show. You never see her, but they always mention her. And just like Sarah, she's mentioned all throughout this episode. This 1 hour and 34 minute episode. I like the introduction of the mystery. By the way, the intro to the show is just so good. It's sort of symbolic of all the the machinery of the logging company or whatever it is, the mill, is sort of symbolic of how this town works. It works very hard. It's regular. There's no irregularities in it. And then Laura Palmer's death comes up after the opening credits. You see that this girl named Laura Palmer, who everybody seems to love and be friends with, and all this stuff, she is found dead. And because of that, the mill, they shut it down. They shut down the mill so that all these people can go home and grieve. And everybody's upset by this. Literally everybody in this, moderately sized town is just devastated by this. And when the mill shuts down, it seems like the town shuts down. All these secrets start to become revealed, or are in the process of being revealed. All this stuff about Laura is coming out. She's not the good girl that everybody thought she was, at least in the public eye. She's not. She's not the prom queen. She's not this good little lady that everybody should have been friends with. In fact, she was a horrible person, we're starting to reveal. But she was murdered, and her death must be solved. And all throughout that, you're also getting revelations of affairs and wife beaters and all this stuff. Awful, awful stuff. And it reveals the evil that can even exist in a place that somebody like Dale Cooper, an outsider, would look at and say, man, this place is so perfect. Because he keeps bringing that up. He just keeps bringing up, he loves the pine trees. He loves the Douglas firs. He loves the trees. He thinks he saw a snowshoe rabbit. He was so happy about that. Thought it was a cottontail. But he's so happy about this. He loves this hotel that he's going to be sleeping in. He loves, that's probably going to come up more like here in this episode, but so he loves all these things. He's starting to become friends with Sheriff Truman. It's all this stuff compounding. He thinks it's so good. But we're starting to realize as the audience, this isn't good. This is so imperfect. And it says something about us as humans, because we like to project this outward image of perfection and happiness and well-being. But it just so happens that that's not how our lives are. We're not perfect. In Christian theology, I'm a Christian and a conservative. But I'm a Christian, and in Christian theology, I've studied it a little bit, and the thing that keeps coming back up is that we're imperfect, and that's why we needed Jesus. It's not that we need to be perfect to attain salvation. It's just that we are imperfect, and we'll never be perfect, but we need to strive to be perfect. The thing is that this town does not strive to be perfect. It's striving to keep the image of perfection. It creates an idol out of its outward image. And that's a big problem. That's a big problem with this town of Twin Peaks. And I don't know, there's so much to this episode. Really, really interesting. Draws you in immediately. There's no real boring parts to it. I mean, there's even a crazy, weird, there's a sequence where all these characters are coming together at the Roadhouse at 9:30. And at the Roadhouse, there's just this crazy, new wave band, and this very slow new wave band music is playing, and all these people start getting into a fight. It's silly. There's a lot of ridiculous stuff in here, but that's the David Lynch style. That's surrealism. And this is interesting because to my knowledge, it's the only show that's truly, at least live action. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of cartoons that are somewhat surrealistic, but this is the only live action show that I can think of that's surrealistic. But I'm going to put this video up. This is my 10-minute-ish vlog about my experiences rewatching Twin Peaks from the start. I also want to mention that in the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit about Dale Cooper and what he kind of represents to me as a fan of like his type of character. I just want to say this because I know I'll forget it. I'm hopefully going to rewatch this video before I will do the next one. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to talk about Dale Cooper next episode and what happened in Traces to Nowhere. Rock on. If you like, subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.